Hey, welcome back. Getting ready to start turn 9 or mission 9 of 43 mid. Let's roll a die. Got a 3. I think that should be good for us. So we're in the Mediterranean. A 3 gets us map 2. And I'm wondering, did I actually roll a 4 last time and I used the wrong chart? Because Germany North, you could see you get the map 3 a lot more, but you get a lot more OP points. So, or did I really roll a 5 last time? I actually don't remember, but I think I used the wrong chart last time. But anyways, a 3 puts us solidly in map number 2, which is fine. And that map 3 scenario actually turned out to be okay. Not to say that, oh, and you know what I forgot? I forgot to fire for flak the whole time in that last mission. Oh my gosh, that would have changed things immensely. So we were on map 3 near target. It was 15. So we started on, we didn't start the game until turn 3. So, well, I gotta roll this somewhere else. So there you can see I rolled a 10. A 10 is, this guy would have gotten hit and they would have nailed the tail. So if that guy got hit, it would have been a wing damage. And yeah, so then, you know, there's still no cohesion check issue there. So then we go to like turn 4. Oh my gosh, this would have completely changed things because look, there's 2 more hits and then it's the nose approach. And we didn't approach until turn 5, if you recall. So it would have been 2 more hits. So let's say it's that one and that one. And then we would roll a 9, and then we would have rolled an 8. And boom, that plane would have gone down, and we could have chased after it with a wing damage of 4. I mean, there was more victory points to be had. Oh my gosh, folks, I completely screwed up the over target opportunity, but let's not do that again. So for those of you that were already making comments, I know I probably need to put a comment on that last video so it would save people the trouble. But sorry, I'm trying to talk and do something at the same time. Here we go, map number 2. Formation map 2 is this guy right here. A lot smaller map, much more manageable. 4 elements are on this map. Okay, so we get that out of the way. I just rolled a 10. So it's going to be an outbound mission. So here's what's interesting. So when I did near target, that's what caused me to have such a low OP. I was going to say, well, you know what, this time around, why don't we just treat it like it's near target, even though it's outbound. But the problem is you get a lot more OP. So that's the part that stinks. I had it. I was a lot more bombers were going to go down. Okay, so I rolled an 8. And that gives us 8 OP, which is way better than 3. And obviously, the only way you're going to get the 10 is if you roll a perfect 10. So that or you got to spend experience points. That's the only way you get that really juicy number. And then we got to spend our experience points before we see this part. But here, I just want to call to your attention. This is bad. This is the entire mission. This is the entire mission. Let's see, outbound is when they arrive. So these guys would arrive on turn 4, and this is where they arrive on turn 5. So you'd get your 1 strike in before they come in, and then they're there for the rest of the mission. So not always a good thing. So let's figure out how we're going to spend our 8 points. Well, I think without a doubt, we're going to try to do this. So this is 1, and this is 2. And then if we got 4 bombs, that would put us to 4. So that means one of these guys would be a bomber. And then we would do our 5, 6, and 7, like we always do. And then our cannons for 8. Like that. That'd be our 8 points. That's pretty standard for us these days to do that. And if I look at my roster here on... I do have some other experts with luck. I actually have several of them. Frey, Aaron's, Buttfargen, Obleaser. So we actually have 4 more. Aaron's has 1 experience, Buttfargen has 2, Obleaser has 1, and then Luce has an experience, but he's... Okay, so where am I going with all this? Well, I think what I want to do is we get to go up to 10, right, for the vector map. So what I could do is add another pilot and then get another set of 3 cannons. So then the BF-110s and that pilot all have cannons. That's one way to do it. Another way is to get like get one of these Italian fighters, right? Just use him, and he's basically our cannon fodder to try to get them to, you know, go away. So for the MC202s, it's 1 OP for 2 of them. So we can get 2 of them. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong ones. These are the Romanian ones. So according to the sheet, we can get 2 of them for 1 OP. So that's interesting. So that would be 1. And then the second one would be to get 3 cannons. And so we could put cannons on, you know, 2 of those and maybe 1 of these. I don't know how exciting that is. Or we just don't do cannons. So what do I do instead, would be the question. What I could do is I could get like Buttfargen and put a cable on him again, see if that would work, right? Or I can put a bomb. This decision I don't need to make now. I can see what the escorts are going to be. Because remember, I only have to spend my 8 points. The other 2 points don't arrive until the vector map. So I don't have to make this final decision. So let's actually see what the escorts are going to be. A 3 is... they're arriving on turn 4. So I could spend 7 experience points if I want and get rid of them. I'm at 35 victory points. These escorts are just nasty. There's just no getting around them. If I spend... so I have 17 experience points. If I spend 7 of them, I can make it so there's none at all, right? And that means that this mission's wide open for us to have a field day out there. So it's like a final push for victory points, right? Now, why am I hesitating? Like, what possible reason do I have to not do this? Well, my answer is just I want to build up my experience points because that way when the next season comes, I need experience points so I can do a big push. I want to do an inbound mission, you know, with all these, you know, rockets and Ju-88s or whatever. I can't do that if I'm sitting here at just 10 experience points, which is what I'm going to be at. But you know what? I am going to spend the 7. We're going to say, screw you, kids. And so we're going to get rid of that. And yeah, I'm going to do -7. And then there's no escort. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it, folks. I mean, the only consolation you get with Storm Above the Reich is you want to get this column right here. I mean, that column makes those early missions so much more doable. When you're playing Skies, you don't have this luxury. So I will spend the 7, and that's what we'll get. Okay, so we're at map 2. Now I got to finish spinning my final 2. So by getting these guys, all I'm getting them for is to field the vector map. These are basically cannon fodder for the vector map. But you could also argue that these 2 are already cannon fodder for the vector map. So why do I need them? That's an excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up. So I will put this away. And instead I'm going to get out Aaron. And I could get out like Buttfargen or Obleaser. I'll get out Aaron and Frey. So my logic being is I got the 4 bombers already. Don't need to worry about that. I got 3 cannons here. And then what these 2 guys are, I mean, I would love to get a cannon too. But it's just not enough OP points. So if I get these 2, then technically I have enough for a swarm. I have no idea if a swarm is ever going to happen, but that's at least what I'm setting up for. Because remember, to get swarm and rota, you got to have fighters that are of the same type. So even if I don't ever get those, these are just 2 more fighters I can send to go after down bombers. I don't know. I'm being really optimistic that I'm going to down a lot in this mission. So let's find out. All right. Got to find. So we are doing map number 2, outbound, which is page 11. And let's move these guys out of the way. All right. So here we go. Gonna roll the die. And you can see I got a 10. Oh my gosh, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So I'm gonna do it like here, and then we'll move it to the map. Well, no. So for this group up here, there's 2 hits. So it'll be exactly like my hand is showing. So we come up here, this hit goes there, that hit goes there. So I'm gonna roll. I rolled a 1. So that one has 4 damage. That one has 1 damage. Then we come back, and this lead group has 1. And it's a fuselage. It's an elevator damage, and I needed a 10, which I didn't get. And then this back group has 2 hits. So that's these 2 right here. So we got 1, 2. This one flips over. I rolled a 6, so the engine, that one falls. So, I mean, I guess we could get sad over this because, you know, one of them's gone. But to be quite honest, I don't have plans that I was going to be able to shoot down every one of these bombers. So the fact that they're being hit so much and one fell, it's pretty good. This last one is here. And we have another engine hit. It's a 4. So we got an engine hit on that one. That is, I've never had that happen before where I just rolled so well. All right, so now we're going to roll for anchored. I rolled a 7. So it's level and low. It didn't hurt us much last time, but it might this time. Let's roll for the sun. A 5 is high flank on the same exact side. So that part stinks. And then tactical points. So here's where we need to roll well. I'm going to roll tactical red and flight limit black. I had a 9 there. I should probably keep that 9. Yeah, that was a 9. So 2, 9. So the 2 is just 1, which turns into a 3. And then the 9 is 11, which means we basically have a full 12 turn thing. And no contrails. And by the way, you can't go above the 12 turn track. So I was at 11. I would have gotten 2 more because of the vector map. Too bad, too sad. I had to cap out at 12. The tactical points, however, if you flip it over, there's a plus 10. So you can go higher with those. And it's also helpful for the pursuit map whenever we had that question. Let's get this going. All right, so I'm sitting over top of the game, so I try not to move things too much. Obviously, we're going to have our elite guys there. Our bombers are going to be their own group. And then I'm going to put these guys as their own group and then these 2 separate in case we get intercepted. All right, so we're at evasion of 7, and I always forget to do that. I always get upset when we get intercepted. Keep forgetting we can evade, and let's roll. So that's a 17. That's a good roll. In fact, that's a fantastic roll. Look at this. 2 of them fell. So, oh my gosh. All right, so let's roll. I got an even and an odd, so let's do the even one first. And then the odd. All right, so, yeah, they just have damage on them, right? I don't have to roll. So we got a 2 wing and a gunner, and this one's 1 wing. So we got 2 bombers that we can pursue right now. Now the problem is I have only 3 TP. None of them are none of them have excuse me. None of them have engine damage. So that means I'd have to send one of my better guys, and I think that's what I'm going to do, which means I'm screwing up my Schwarm already. So if you recall, Iflin can manufacture hits out of nowhere. So I'm going to send him. This is a victory point, folks. I mean, I can put him to this map, and he could probably do some massive damage up here. But the whole point of doing this is to get victory points, and this is one. And I have no... Like, I can send Frey, who has luck, which means he won't get hit, but he will have 0 TP, because I only have 3 TP points to give out. So Iflin, with 0 TP, can do 4 hits on this guy. So it's the only one that makes sense. This is the formula that got us into the success that we have, so we're going to keep doing it. Then this other one has some wing damage on it. It's in a little bit better shape, but not by much. And if you recall, we got target for both Bar and Schmidt. So I'm going to send Schmidt after this one. And so I'm sending people who I can guarantee will get a hit. And both of them will have no TP with them. So they're going to have to make it count. That's the problem. I could still lose out on a victory point. This one in particular, because that one's only going to be able to get 1. Actually, they'll get 2 hits. They can do target and aim. So we're banking on the fact that they can score. Now, the cannon, we'll go with him. So now we have just 1 guy with a cannon and then 2 regular pilots and those. I don't know. I can't complain. I got 2 straggler bombers, right? That's 2 victory points right there. So, did we want to come to this map and do destruction here? Of course we did. But you got to take what you can get. And this is where I wish I had a lot more OP. So that was just an excellent roll. And here we got a 7, and then up here is a 6, so that's 13. And here you can see somebody's going home. And that'll be one of the BF-110s, and that's not an issue. It's why we buy them. We buy them so they can absorb stuff like that. And then we're going to go up to the final spot. And no, I'm not paying any TP. I mean, I guess I could go low. Yeah, this guy will go low. I know it's only a 9, but we'll give it a try. And that's a 4. This looks like a 6, but it was stuck. And it turned into a 5. So we got a 9. So a 9 or a 10, doesn't matter. It would have been the same outcome. We're getting intercepted by a K, and somebody's going home. So let's do the BF-110 getting intercepted. He has an evasion of 9. If he evades it, then he can be the one that goes home. A 5 is not enough. So he's getting intercepted by a Kitty Hawk. So that part stinks. And he has no altitude advantage. And it is a decent Kitty Hawk one at least. And then I'm going to roll. I rolled an 8, which is an excellent number. So 8 should mean he just goes home. So for the BF-110, we are a no-no. We rolled an 8, and right there it's a breakout. So the good news is like if it was a dogfight, his point value is 2, which is more than enough to pay for that. So we didn't get there, or we didn't have that issue, but it's something to always be mindful of. So he did his job and he goes home. Now the problem is I have to send somebody else home, and that's sort of why I sent these. These guys have nothing, so we'll send Aaron home. And now we're in a weird situation. We basically only have two guys left, and then the bombers. So the bombers for sure are coming in low here because they need to go tail high to drop their bombs. These two, of course, have options, and we're going to come in tail low with them. And we would love to go here. And actually, I probably could, actually. Oops. So one of the things is I could go here and maybe use the sun to my advantage. That would mean I would have to come in nose low, because then I can go to any flank for 0. So I can go from nose low to flank high. That's an option. The problem is when you're attacking from this side, the anchored's going to go into effect. So like this guy here, the 2 threat's not so bad, but he gets the +1 for anchor. But we can attack this guy with a 2 threat, and then he doesn't get an anchor bonus because there's no anchor bonus for there. So we'd have to be really, really careful with how we use our anchor attack. But coming in from the tail, there's 2 threats everywhere. But what's interesting is I'm noticing that there's only 1 threat here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cannon guy here. Actually, I'm going to do both. This other guy, what he'll do, Frey, is he'll go to the sun, and we will do an oblique attack with him. But maybe the other one will stay at the nose and maybe just do a nose attack. I'm really not sure. I think the largest goal we have is we don't want them to get hit because they need to go pursue bombers that fall. That's the number one thing. And so maybe they both should go to the sun just to play it safe and even attack evasive if that's what they have to do. All right. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We got to take care of these 2 bombers that are pursuing. But this was what my turn would be on mission turn 1. And I would absolutely reduce the flight limit by 1 so I can get 1, 2, 3, 4 from that stack over there. Okay. So just finishing a thought there before I switch gears. And I'm switching gears to 1943. And let's start with the first one, which is here. And we have 1 wing damage, so let's roll for that. I rolled a 6. That's not enough. Needed a 9. And we got Ifland coming in nose high, determined. So let's do it. Nose high, determined. Is there anything else? Oh, we got to roll for sun. I rolled a 2. There's no sun. Nose high, determined. Nose high, determined. He takes a hit. He has a luck. He'll use his luck to avoid the hit. And then he will use his target aim to do 4 hits. So that's the whole reason we sent him, right? Was for this exact scenario. He can make hits out of nowhere. And here's the first set. We basically got 2 engines. Take our pick. I'll choose this one. They were both the same. But we actually got 2 TP now, so we're not in a bind. And let's roll. And there's a 10. That's all I needed. It's blown up. So it's like overkill, the amount of hits that he gets to do. So there it is. Ifland is a hero once again and takes down a bomber. So for experience points earned, we earn 2. We earn 1 victory point. And then Ifland is getting 2 more. Well done. All right, so we got 1. And next thing we do is, I'm just going to remove these cannons. Don't need them. So we go to our next guy. It's got a wing damage and a gunner damage. So let's roll for the wing. 1's not going to do it. And this time it's Schmidt. I'm going to come in nose high. Just like before, determined. Nose high, determined is a hit. Okay, I do have luck, so I can absorb the hit, or I could just switch to evasive, because he has quick. We have 0 TP, so this is his final attack no matter what, so I'm going to switch so he doesn't take the hit. And, yeah, so we get to apply a hit, and then he has target and aim, which means he gets to apply 2 more hits. So we're going to hit him 3 times. Here's the first time. We got an engine and a wing. Look at that, the wing is 4. 4 plus 2. That's a kill. So, boom. We didn't even need his skills. He just needed to draw a hit, which he did. But he had to switch. Or no, he didn't have to switch. He had it. All right, so 2 experience for Schmidt. And then 2 experience for the staff and 1 more victory point. So you really... everything went exactly the way I hoped it would. And, you know, I did lose my 2 best guys. Could they have taken down a bomber from the formation? Absolutely. I think they would have creamed something up here. But the problem is why do we cream them up here? Well, because we want to pursue them here. So I think I made the right choice. Even though it's going to hurt me now in this phase of the game, I still like the choice. Okay, so we finished mission turn 1. No, we did not. We got to do cohesion check. And there's a 2 there. Only a 1 is going to matter. Only a 1. And there's our big rolls now. Okay, mission turn 2. These guys are going to tail high. These ones are going to flank where the sun is. And then I'm just going to roll 2 dice, reds for the left. So nothing happened. If this was the Mediterranean map of Formation 5, this would have triggered. Mission turn 3. Okay, now we're going up to drop some bombs. And this is where the magic starts to happen. And then here we're going to do our attacks. I can decide evasive or determine later. But we're going to be attacking with the sun. So let's slow it down a little bit. We're on turn 3. We're coming in. We have to do blast and flak and then cohesion. So I'm going to reach across the table here. We have 4 bombs. And I think with the 4 bombs, I want to just go after one element and try to take that whole element out. I don't want to go after the element with a fallen bomber like there. That's too much. This one is nice because we're attacking from the side. So there's 2 of them here that we could try to hit. But I think I'm going to go after the lead formation because I can also attack that one from the side or from the front. Is that really the one I want to do? I mean, these ones back here are damaged pretty hard. Maybe I should go after them. But they're really hard to attack from this side. But maybe I don't need to. These bombs might do enough damage. It's always a tough choice. Like, which element do you go after? You know what? I'm going to choose that element because it already has two tokens. So they might fall on their own after these bombs fall. And remember, these bombs tend to not hit. So all they end up doing is causing like the kaput status. So we're going to roll first to see if they even strike target. So the 2 means no. So one of them's already out. And yes, all 4 were going to the same element. And then 2 more are out. Oh my gosh, only 1 bomb made it through. Because I rolled a 1 and a 3, not a 1 and a 7. So we're already in crap out of luck. So I'm going to go ahead and roll to see if it hits. And that's a crappy roll too. This 4 means it absolutely did not destroy anything. We did get a detonation. So that's going to happen. But the place it detonates is wherever black 5 is, and that's not going to be a good location either. Let's find out. Black 5 is way back there, and I picked the element that's on that side of the map. So if we're going that way, that means it's going to be off the map. Jerks. And sure enough, right here is where the rear plane would be, and then we said it was going to be here, and then 1 more, it's off the map. So all 4 bombs are a complete whiff. We're already off to an awful start. So now I don't feel bad at all sending my experts, right? Because those 2 victory points may be the only 2 we're going to get. So what do I do here, right? I'm coming in from the side. This particular element is pretty strong. Well, let's first of all, we got to roll for cohesion. And I did roll a 1, and I always said the red was for the left one. So that means this one actually got... where is it? It's a loose element, this one right here. So they now have 3 tokens. So if I came in from this angle, it's a 4 lethality because that's a 3 plus 1 high. That's not good either. So what do? Well, I'm coming in from the sun. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. I could, really, I think I want to pick on this guy right here. And then maybe, pick on those guys. So I'm going to move towards the nose so I can go after those guys later. I'm at a spot where I'm not sure I'm going to amount to much. Bar can manufacture a hit out of nothing. So he really can, try to take something down that we want. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put Bar or Frey here on this guy. And then we'll put Bar... We can put him in the same place, but I'm actually going to put him here and have him try to take that one down. We could actually try to make him go after this stuff over here, but that 4 wing damage is good. It means a good chance that it'll be down. It's just that he's got a lot of threat he's going to have to deal with. He does have luck. I can make him go in evasive, so he has the sun on his side. Sure, we'll do that. He's going to go in evasive with a 4 threat. Whew. And then this one, if we don't go evasive, then he has to roll a die to see if the sun will help him. I honestly don't know if there's an advantage being determined from the side, so I'll go ahead and do evasive. I may regret that. All right, well, that's what we're doing, and let's start with Frey here. It is a oblique high with a threat of 2, evasive. Oh, where are they going? I think I mentioned I was going to roll left to the nose, and it's going to be a dive. Yeah, we're diving left to the nose. All right. So we're coming in high, evasive with a threat of 2. Doesn't even matter which one we did. They're both a miss. He progresses 2, which means he will go 1. And then the next one would be off the map. So we'll go ahead and just stop there. And Frey doesn't... Yeah, this is Frey. Frey doesn't have any skills that manufactures hits. He just has luck, which is fine. It means he would have blocked something, but he didn't do squat. And that's the problem, is now that these bombs didn't connect, I've lost a lot of optimism for the rest of this mission. So continuing fire, he is a FW-190. He's in a spot that has 2. And he was evasive, so he's down here. If we're dive rolling, we get to skip. So it's even better. All right, so he will land here in the evasive return box. Now we're going to do this one, which has the huge threat. We said 4, and he's coming in high. Evasive 4 is here, and then he's going to use his quick to flip to there and get a hit. So he's using his quick ability, and sure enough, 4 threat was nothing for him. Go figure. All right, so let's draw 2 for his hit. We got engine or engine. So how badly do I want him to go down? I got a better roll or a worse roll. I already used his quick, so he has the ability to create a hit out of nothing. He really does. I'm just writing down that he used his quick. So he can create a hit out of nothing. You know what? We always take the down bomber. So let's do this one. I didn't roll high enough anyways, so there you go. He got his hit. So now I can apply another hit, which I will do. I'm going to use my aim first, because the aim lets me add a hit to an already hit. A target lets me create one out of nothing. So if this aim makes the plane go down, I will not have wasted my target, which I can then use later to create a hit out of nothing. So always use your aim first. We got a wing and a wing. I'm going to take this wing. That would have been nice because that would have been a destroy, but we did 2 more damage. This is a dead on arrival. He's got 6 wing damage. So all we need him to do is just go down. So I could use that target, but I'm not going to. In fact, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to bank on the fact that this guy's going to fall because of cohesion checks, which is a bad thing. It's never worked very often for us. We're going to progress 2. He did move to being direct. And we're going to progress 2, which means we go here. And he's an FW, so I got to use this deck. And here we are at a 2. He is direct now. We're in trouble. So I better roll an even. And I did. Otherwise I would have been hit. So he's going to have to use his luck to avoid this hit right here. But he actually did another hit on the nearest bomber. So we're hitting that bomber again anyways. So here we go. There's an engine and an engine. So I'm still going to do this because I want him to go down now. And there it is. So that bomber fell, and it's a dead on arrival kind of bomber. So if you remember, I denote those by putting the white side up for this token. So we have our first bomber that went down, and then Bar gets an experience point for that, which is good. The staff gets 1. And then as soon as we can send somebody there, it'll be worth 2 for the kill. And it's a guaranteed kill. So he makes it back, but he's direct. And he used all of his skills except for his target skill. So now we move to mission turn 4. So these guys are going to move up like that. Those 4 are available to disperse somewhere. So where do I want them to go? I mean, obviously we can try to use the sun, but what I'm going to do is one of them is for sure going to pursue. Okay? And we already know it's going to work, so I'm not going to like save it to the end. So we're just going to send them home. And take our victory point and 2 experience points for that. So, boom, we just got 3 victory points on this mission, and we are 2 away from getting a victory for the season. So, how aggressively do I want these other 3 to go? It'd be really nice if they can take something else down, and then Bar can chase after him. So, you know, do I do a tail attack? Do I do a a nose attack. I mean, I got a loose element over here, which is nice. And from the high bombing box, I can go to any high location. So for example, I can go to high tail. Or I can do the high oblique that we've been talking about here. That spot there is a 4, but it gets reduced to 3, and then they reduce again to a 2. So this is now a 2 coming in to try to attack this guy. And we can maybe try to pick on them with my BF 110s and make them all have the sun so they can avoid taking hits. That's probably the best move. Otherwise, we can come in and also go after this nose guy who's weak on this angle and that angle. And if we come in 2 different ways, we can get, position advantage, which is also pretty good because that'll cancel a hit. So yes, I think my BF 110s are going to come out of the high bombing to where the sun is. All right, so we did all that movement, and now we got to roll. So red is going to be for the left, which only a 1 works. This one, a 1 or a 2, and everywhere else is safe. So nothing happens. Mission turn 5. Okay, so I think we're going to attack. All 3 of those are going to come out of the sun. And all 3 of them are going to be evasive. There's no other choice. We need the sun to protect them from hits. We've already learned our lesson that them getting hit hurts us. And then this guy will go ahead and approach low. This is Bar, who can manufacture a hit out of nothing. And then Frey has no choice but to just move up. So we're going to go ahead and try a couple different attacks here. See if any of them will stick. All right. Moving on, we're going to do the cohesion check again. Red is still left, and the black one failed. So this one flips the kaput at just the right time. So I for sure am going to send somebody here because this is basically a 1 threat against him. Heck, it's a 3. It's only a 1 threat coming in this way. I was planning on attacking this guy up in the front, but now I may change my mind and go here. Because that's only a 1 threat for him. And we can pick on that element a bit. Also, because of the -2, this is a -3, so that's only a 1 threat. So we can go here and go after that guy. And then I could at least send 1 to try to pick on him, just to see if he'll go down. There's 1 here I could also pick on. How much do I want to keep flip-flopping, right? Because I don't think I have enough planes to go after all these elements. The other thing is if I go and double up somewhere, then I'm taking a collision check, which isn't the end of the world because they're going in evasive anyways. So collision check's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I think dividing them up is too much. I'm going to have to double up somewhere. So where do I double up? I mean, I would be actually tripling up on this plane, which might be worth it because these 2 guys are probably going to miss. This is the only one, and I would have to use maybe his target to get a hit in. I may only get 1 hit on this thing, and that's because I had to use a skill. Or this guy will sink it down, and then he doesn't even get to do anything. And then here, I could double up on this one, which has no damage at all. I think that's what I'm going to do, though. Then here's the collision check. No impact. Boy, I just constantly draw those. I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch of bad stuff out there. But, okay, I need to pause real quick. All right, so where are we going to end up? I don't think it matters, but I'm going to dive to the tail because I don't want to go into higher threat areas. So everybody's going to be going towards the tail. It doesn't matter which. So this one's going to be diving, and these two will be dive rolling. Okay? These guys are coming in high. This one's coming in low. And then element just has to be attacked from more than one altitude and position. And it does not even need to be determined. So we do get a position bonus for this one. So we're going to start with our BF-109s, or BF-110s. And we're actually going to do the back guy first. So the threat level we said is a 1. And they're coming in evasive high. So let's do the first one. Evasive high 1 is a collision check. So, and then he progresses 1 to here. So now that no impact would be nice. Here's the collision check, and we have a veer. He's evasive, so the veer I don't think applies, which is good. Now, in the case where they're evasive, these don't stay on. So no hit for him. And then a continuing fire. He's got a 0. He's roll diving. Nothing happens. So this guy basically just went for a joyride. Next one. Oblique high. And we said the threat was 1. So you can see he's evasive, so nothing happens. He would have hit if he was determined. So nothing happens again. He progresses 2, which means he's going to the same place. And the threat's 0, so he's fine. So I guess there's no damage either way. So another joyrider. All right, let's do the last one. His threat is also a 1, and he's evasive, coming in high, and nothing happens yet again. And he's moving into a spot where his threat will be 0, because he's going to progress 2, so he would end up there. And sure enough, nothing happens. So we have a whole bunch of nothing burgers for these BF-110s. Then we have bar coming in, nose low, which could be its own set of problems, with a threat level of, so this is 3 minus 2, it's a threat level of 1. Nose low, determined, threat level 1, also a nothing burger. So bar will use, and he progresses 1. Bar is going to use his target to get a hit in. And here we go. So fuselage or fuselage, 1 or 3, we'll take the 3. And this is not progressing very well. Goes to there, the threat level of 1. And he is diving, so no worries there. And he was at least direct, so he ends up. Now, the thing with bar is he used up all of his skills. So he has nothing left. Because we used his aim. Oh, he still has his luck. That's the one thing he still has. He has luck. And we never took a hit, so we never need that. So now we move to mission turn 6. Absolutely nothing happened. All right, so Frey is ready to do something. Or not. The nose high, or the nose attack could possibly work. Who knows? Pun intended. Who knows? You know what? I think it just behooves me to wait a little bit. So I'm going to go to nose level. I think nose level is probably a better opportunity to get a hit. And it's just his way of waiting. And then this one is going to become available and these guys move up. And then we'll go ahead and do some cohesion checks. So that one is still a 1, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 1, 2, or 3. Red is for the left one, the 1. So neither of them happen. So this one actually improves to loose. I think we're at a spot now where nothing's going to happen, to be quite honest. We go to mission turn 7, and we still don't have any bombers that fell, so we can't, just send people out to collect stuff. Frey can come in. He has no ability to add hits, but we'll go ahead and do it. We'll do a nose level attack. I have no idea if that's a good thing to do. Maybe nose high would have been better. Bar from the low position can do a tail low. I see no reason to rush him, so we're going to move up and move these guys up. And then it's the same cohesion check roll. And nothing happens. And now Frey can do something. So I can try to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do a nose level with a threat of 1. And we're going to just continue straight on a dive. And he's going to be determined. So nose level, threat of 1, boom. We got a hit, and he can use his luck to avoid that hit. So that part's good. We get a hit. This guy does not have a cannon. So it's just 1 draw. And here it is. Oh, it's a wing. Well, I rolled a 9. That was close. And so 2 damage for the wing. And that's at 6. So then his progress was 2. So this is a -1. So he's got a threat of 1. And he takes no hits. He would have been bounced. And he goes over here into the return box. All right, mission turn 8. Still nobody has fallen. And they can't get up. So I can do a tail level attack with Bar. The problem is Bar has used all of his skills except for luck. So he's really no different than Frey, but I'm really running a risk of causing damage with Bar. Like, how badly do I want to get this last one done? And I could choose to just wait for Bar. I still have more turns left. I'm going to attack with Bar. I'm going to let these guys go up. And then Frey goes up, of course. And let's see how this cohesion check works out. So red is still the left. Red still needs a 1. Black now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's now a 1 to a 4. So everything stays kosher. So Bar's going in. So what would Bar do? Would we attack this guy back here? This is now the same threat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into evasive mode with Bar. So we're going to do tail level evasive, and it's a threat of 2. Tail level evasive 2 is he takes a hit and then he rides the tail. So with that hit, he can block with the luck, and then I got to choose whether or not I'm going to take another card. I have no idea if I'm going to take another card. This is that push your luck thing. He is now out of luck. So if I take a damage, it's now getting real. I could actually lose my pilot. And do I want to lose my pilot at this stage? He is just getting good. I also never said where he was going. He's going to climb high to the sun. I'm not drawing. And I'm betting you're wanting to know what it would have been. So I know I am. So let's check. But for official purposes, I'm not taking this card. So tail level 2. Well, we would have gotten a hit, but we also would have taken a hit. Would have been able to, so both would have happened. I don't know. So then you have to play it out and say, okay, well, what damage would he have gotten? Well, let's see. We would have drawn this for him. Oh, that's bad. A wing 9. And I would have rolled a 5, and off he would have gone to being shut down land. So I guess you could say we made the right call. I don't know. He would have done a damage to this plane, and because he has a cannon, he would have been able to draw 2. So we would have had an engine of 5 or a fuselage cockpit 3, that's an interesting decision. It already has 6 total damage, so this would have made it 9. But I would have said, okay, let's do the engine, and then it would have fallen. So he would have gotten the credit for that. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Okay, so the good news is he's still alive now. And now we move to mission turn 9. So here we go. We're in mission turn 9. And this guy Bar would just return to here. And then we got 3 BF-110s we can do something with. So I could come in tail level. Chances are they're going to take some hits. So how badly do I want this? I'm currently at 3 victory points. I need just 2 more. 2 more, folks, is all I need. So how badly do I want this? If I lose those BF-110s, then I lose OP for the next mission. This is a tough choice. Obviously, you wish you knew how it was going to turn out, but you don't. These cards are so wonky. I would say a tail level 2, which is what this would be, is a pretty good chance that they're going to get a hit in. Yes. There's also a pretty good chance that they will take a hit. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to send Frey in with a tail low attack. So it's a tail low 2, and Frey will climb to the sun. So a tail low threat level of 2. And is he going to be determined? Yes. So tail low 2, evasive would have hit, determined took a hit. Jesus. Okay, he has luck, which is why I sent him in. So he avoids the hit. And then the continuing fire, he's got to use this card. And he's not diving, so he takes another hit. And that part is bad. So here we go. Fuselage. There it is. Oh my gosh, we got lucky. All right, that's why I got to stop pushing this. So obviously Frey comes in here. And, we move to mission turn 10. We roll the cohesion checks again. The black fails, so this does go to kaput. But you notice that those planes still aren't going down. So one thing we can do is we can, it's turn 10, so we can just do an attack. These 2 are going to come up to here, right? So they can intercept. And I can basically say, let's do that. And so if I make them all determined, they get a +1 to their threat. So what I'll do then is I'll make them all evasive. Let's draw the collision check. And I got a proximity, which I think I can ignore. Yep, I can. So that part's good. And then we're going to draw 3 tail level 2s. No, tail level 1s, right? Because this is a -3 now. So 3 tail level 1s, evasive. Here's the first one. Tail level 1 evasive is a hit and a hit. So let's do the hit on the bomber, or the BF-110 first. It's a 6. I'm going to roll for it now, folks. Okay, so that one is going into the fuselage. I know the continuing fire thing here would have possibly gotten him out of it. he was fine. We were going to be climbing, so yeah, nothing would have happened. But anyways, the point though is we got a hit. And it's just one pull. I got a wing, and there's nothing I can do, but it's just 1 damage. So now it's up to 7 total damage, the plane. All right, let's go to the next one. Tail level 1 evasive. Tail level 1 evasive is a hit. That was glorious. That's really good. So we're going to do continuing fire for this one. And continuing fire is just fine. So that one actually is going to get away. But let's get our hit in. I only get to draw 1. Oh, let's see if I roll a 10. I rolled a 9, which was amazing, but not good enough. It's another wing damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's up to 8 now. It still has not gone down. And then the last one, tail level 1. That just takes a hit. And boom, this is my worst nightmare. I'm going to lose 2 BF-110s and have a 2 OP penalty. Just making sure, yeah, nothing would have happened there. Actually, he would have drawn this, right? Because you don't resolve the damage until later. So if he gets an even, he gets to place a damage marker on the nearest bomber, and he did. So that's what I get for cutting corners. So I'm going to do a damage. I can actually damage this one if I wanted, but I'm of course going to damage that one. And here we go. It's an engine. And boom, it does go down. So I'm looking at it real quick. It doesn't have enough damage to be an auto kill. But it does fall. And the staff will get 1 experience because this is a BF-110. And then I'm going to send both of these guys after him because we're done. There's nothing more I'm going to do. This BF-110 is just going home. Mission's over. I'm not going to dink around with this anymore. So this was an interesting mission. I don't think it went as well as I was hoping, but it didn't go worse either. I mean, it's sort of like, it was like a middle thing. The fact that we're going to possibly lose 2 OP for the next mission is what hurts. So I'm going to be 1 victory point away from winning, and then we're going to have a 2 OP penalty. So here we go. We have 1 guy with a cannon, 1 guy without. All skills are gone. So it's just whatever I draw happens. We're going to intercept this. I don't need to do any checks, but there is a lot of damage to this. So we're going to do some dice rolling here. A lot of it, in fact. The engine is going to give them 2 TP. And then they have 7. So, I mean, we're all the way up to 9 TP. We got plenty of TP to try to go after this thing. For the engine roll, if I get a 10, it's blown up. For the wing, there's 3. So for the first one, it's a 9 or a 10. Okay, for the second one, it's 7 to 10. And there, it's blown up. So we didn't have to do anything. All we had to do is fly over it, and it's dead. So no experience points for the boys. But the staff does get some experience. And we get a victory point. So we do get 1. And these guys do make it home safe, which that is probably more important than anything else. We don't want to lose our experts. Okay. So one last thing we need to do before we can wrap this one up is we got to roll up here. For a BF-110, I need a 6 to a 10 for them to survive. And there's a 6 and there's a 1. So one of them does go home, which is good news. The other one does not. And we don't have to roll for the rest. So we take a 1 OP penalty and a 1 EP penalty. And so let's deal with that. So here we go. So we got to do a -1 OP. So -1 OP for the next round. And then this is 10 experience points with a -7. So that would have been a +3. but we lose 1 because we lost a VF-110, so it's a +2. So now we're up to 19 EP. So we at least made back what we spent. And then we got 4 victory points. And so I'm going to put down a -1, put a 10 there. And then here we are sitting at 39 VP, and we have 1 more mission left to go for the season, and we need 1 more victory point to get a win. So that's pretty dramatic, I would say. So thanks for watching. Stay awesome, and I'm hoping to get this final mission in later tonight. Got to get some dinner in, though, first. So thank you.